servants of Allah, the act of fornication or adultery, one of the greatest reasons and means for diseases that were never heard of in the previous nations and generations to become known among the people in the society that commit it, that accept it, and that call to it. As the Prophet ﷺ has stated, that fornication and adultery will not spread within a society, but Allah will afflict them with plagues and diseases that were never heard of before them, meaning the generations before. As Allah the Exalted says, which means, and do not come near adultery, for it is indeed a shameful act and an evil way. The ugliness and indecency of fornication and adultery is concentrated in mankind's natural common sense, established in the laws of all the prophets as well before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is indeed one of these stories that has been authenticated by Al-Bukhari that brings wonder. For Al-Bukhari is authenticated in his Sahih the statement of Amr ibn Maymun, may Allah have mercy upon him, who said, during the pre-Islamic times, I saw a monkey who committed adultery with another monkey. And the monkeys gathered and were able to find out that the woman of that monkey, meaning the female monkey of that monkey, has committed adultery with another monkey. So they gathered and stoned them both until they died, animals. And he said, I saw that, and I stoned them with them. And this indicates that adultery is reprehensible and abhorrent, even among some animals. Servants of Allah, fear Allah, and do not approach zina, adultery, or fornication. For indeed it's an immorality and an evil path. By Allah, it is the ugliest path and the worst path of disgrace and torment in this life and in the hereafter. As for this life, Allah the Exalted says, which means, as for the women and the men who commit fornication, flog each of them 100 lashes, and do not let pity for them make you lenient concerning the laws of Allah. If you believe in Allah and the last day, and let a group of the believers witness their punishment. And this is only established by the ruler of the land. No one else has the right to establish that law without the permission of the ruler of the land. This is if they have never been married before. The punishment of zina is severe in the dunya. And amongst its punishment is that the Prophet ﷺ said, when a person commits zina, he is not a believer. Meaning the status of iman and belief is removed from him and it becomes like a cloud on top of him. Allah Azza wa Jal could return it to him, or it could be removed from him, which indicates he who dies or she who dies committing adultery or fornication put upon tawheed, the oneness of Allah, and protecting the prayers. And this is usually far from the people that commit zina. The people that commit zina usually are far from preserving the prayers. But if they do protect it and have not repented from zina, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could punish them and then admit him into Jannah. Or Allah could forgive them and admit him into Jannah right away. As evidence from the Qur'an and the Sunnah, some of them we mentioned in the previous weeks, they're in the khutab of Tawheed. But the matter is severe because those who commit zina and live within it and upon it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strives from them the preservance of the prayers. And he who dies not protecting the 5 daily prayers dies upon kufr. And the evidence are all clear from the Qur'an and the Sunnah and the statement of the Sahaba. As a matter of fact, it has been mentioned the ijma' of the Sahaba upon that. And this is the calamity that those who commit zina are afflicted with. Allah takes away from them the preservance of prayers. For Allah the Exalted says, which means, indeed prayers protect and preserve against actions of immorality and sins. The punishment in the dunya is known. Beside the diseases and the calamities and the distress that Allah afflicts them with. In the grave, the Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith narrated by Samurah ibn Jundub, may Allah be pleased with him. He ﷺ said, 2 men came to me and took me, 2 angels. And he ﷺ was shown some of the punishment of the people in the grave. The punishment of he who does not pray, he who does not hold upon the Qur'an, he who eats usury and riba, he who actually spreads rumors against the people. And then he said, I came to like an oven light. Its bottom is wide and its top is narrow, where they bake bread. And therein are naked men and women, and underneath them fire. When the fire is kindled, is lit, it raises them all the way up to the top of the oven till they're almost coming out of it. And then the fire goes down, and thus they go all the way down to the bottom of the oven. And then it kindles again, punishing them till they almost reach the top mouth of the oven. And then it goes down again continuously. And that will remain continuously for as long as Allah commands. The Prophet ﷺ asked them, who are those? They said, those are the ones who committed adultery and fornication.